So in the aftermath of US withdrawal from the nuclear deal and re-imposition of sanctions, the Iranian economy has become under tremendous pressure. Inflation has risen from single digits to 40%, unemployment is rising, the economy is shrinking probably at the rate of 4 or 5% versus 4 or 5% growth before the US withdrawal. So generally Iran is in a very difficult economic situation. But I think the Iranians have understood that compared to alternative options, remaining committed to their obligations under this multilateral agreement and hoping that the European Union and Russia and China or other signatories of the deal could throw them a lifeline to survive what they see as a passing phase of US aggressiveness is their best option. That's why they've decided to pursue a strategic patience policy until 2021 in the hope that the US would come back to its senses and would come back to the nuclear deal. So that's the Iranian strategy. But there are several risks here. The clear risk is that in the interregnum, given the level of friction between Iran and the US and their regional partners, that there might be a clash, even an inadvertent one, that could spiral out of control. Imagine if there is some sort of a clash between the Iranian and the US Navy in the Persian Gulf, or some missile fired by Houthi rebels in Yemen ends up in Riyadh airport killing civilians, or a long list of other possibilities, including the border region between Israel and Syria, where Israel has so far targeted Iranian assets more than 200 times in the past 2 years. So there are significant risks of a black swan emerging that could then result in a new conflict in the region and exacerbating the existing tensions. The other risk is that there are a few important milestones down the road. There is elections in Iran, parliamentary elections in 2020 and presidential elections in 2021, and there are presidential elections in the United States in 2020. Domestic politics and exacerbation of infighting could also increase the risks of a potential clash, because the parties might welcome some kind of a distraction from the troubles that are accumulating at home, both for President Trump and for the Iranian government. As such, I think the next 2-3 years are quite important in terms of setting the stage for the following 20 to 25 years, in the sense that if we enter into some sort of a military clash, however limited it would be, it would have severe consequences for Iran's domestic politics at the time that the question of succession of the supreme leader is the most important question on the political agenda, and in the region at the time that some of the conflicts, for example in Syria or in Yemen, are starting to wind down. And the worst would be to reignite them, or to add another conflict that would just reduce the chances of resolving the existing ones.